folks, my name's Robin, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about how we can use chromaticism in order to make our minor pentatonic solos sound a little bit jazzier and just swing a bit more. I'm going to show you some licks, and each of those licks is going to incorporate a specific chromatic technique, and hopefully by learning the licks you can get familiar with the technique, and then you can incorporate that technique into your own playing and into your own improvisational arsenal. Chromaticism is basically when we play the notes between the notes. So if we take our E minor pentatonic scale, which is a classic blues scale, we've got the notes E, G, A, B, D and E. The reason that that scale sounds the way it does is not really the notes that we're playing, it's actually the notes that we're not playing, it's the intervals between the notes. If we change the intervals, the scale sounds completely different. So it's actually the notes we're not playing as much as the notes we are playing that give that scale its bluesy sound. When we play chromatic runs, chromatic enclosures, chromatic passes, what we're effectively doing is we're playing some of the notes in between those notes. So in between the E, the G, the A, the B, the D, we've got notes and we can utilise those notes. It's just knowing how to use them and when to use them. So that's what we're going to look at in these three licks that I'm going to show you. So the first lick that we're going to look at uses a chromatic pull-off, and the lick goes like this. So we're going to start out on our 9th fret, and we're going to go on our 3rd string, and we're going to slide up from probably the 7th fret will do. You could slide up from anywhere you want, to be honest, but I'm going to slide up from the 7th fret up to the 9th fret. And then I'm going to play, immediately after I've slid up, I'm going to play the 8th fret of the 2nd string. Okay? And I'm immediately going to play the 9th fret of the 3rd again. Okay, so once I've done that, I'm then going to go up to the 10th fret of the 2nd string. I'm just going to do a string bend. Okay, and this is the next bit is where our chromatic pull-off comes in, because what we do is so you want to bend that string at the 10th fret, and then when you're coming back down, hit it again, and at that point you want to pull off. And because it's walking down like that, even though it's a pull off, it's really a chromatic pass, okay? So we want to go, and then once we've done that pull off, we want to get back on to the 3rd string on our 9th fret. So once we've got that, we're back here, we're back where we started, effectively on the 9th fret of our 3rd string. Okay, so what we want to do then is okay, so that lick that we played in the beginning, we do again. Okay, and we go like this. 1, 2, 3. So we're going. Walking down there from our 9th to our 7th fret, 3rd string. Okay? So we've got some more chromaticism here because we're walking down, okay? We then go up to our 4th string and we go 9th fret. Okay. So we go 9th fret 4th string, 7th fret 3rd string, 9th fret 4th string. Then after that, minor, we go and we walk down on the 4th string from the 9th to the 7th. And then we go from the 5th to the 8th, to the 7th rather. So we go, and then finally back to our root, okay? So the last bit goes, or the whole thing goes. I'm just going to play that really, really slowly, and like I say, just pause the video, take your time with it. And then I'm ending with an E9, which is a nice little chord to end on. You don't have to. I mean, if you're jamming in a blues and somebody else has got the rhythm, you're not necessarily going to do that bit, but it's just a nice little way to end it. So that's our first lick. Our second lick involves something called a chromatic enclosure, and I'm going to explain what that is in a second, but first of all, I'll show you the lick. So a chromatic enclosure basically involves using the notes either side of the note that you want to target. So for instance, if we were playing our minor pentatonic scale and we wanted to target an E, which would be the 9th fret on the 3rd string, rather than just hit the E, we'd come at it from either side. We'd kind of straddle the note or sidestep the note, if you like. So we'd play that note first, play the 10th, and then we'd drop down to the 8th, and then finally we'd land on a 9th fret. A good little exercise for this is to just practice your minor pentatonic scale, but using chromatic enclosures. So this lick starts on our E, which is the 7th fret of our 5th string, and then it goes to the 5th fret of the 4th string, and it walks up. But once we've walked up to there, we go up again, another semitone with our pinky. So it goes on the 4th string, frets 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The last 2 frets we're going to use our pinky. Okay, and then we're going to do a chromatic enclosure from the 10th fret of the 3rd string down to the 8th fret of the 3rd string to the 9th fret of the 3rd string. Okay. And then we're going to go up here to the 13th fret, and we're going to do another chromatic closure, 13th, 11th, 12th, so like this. I'm going to repeat that note, that lick, or that phrase, on the 2nd string, and we're going to go 13th, 11th, 12th on the 2nd string, okay? And then finally, we're going to go on to our top string, our 1st string, and we're going to hit the 14th fret, down to the 11th, back up to the 12th. It's worth just taking a moment to think about what these last few notes are. These last few notes. What we're doing there is we effectively arpeggiating a E minor 9 chord, but using chromatic enclosures. So that is the E, that's the root. That's the 3rd, which is the G. The 5th, which is the B. And then the 9th of the chord would be this note, which is our G flat. And then we use a note from the harmonic minor scale. We go a semitone down from the E, which would be the root again. When we use the harmonic minor scale, we sharpen the 7th, so we're effectively borrowing a note from the harmonic minor there. And these notes, these last 2 notes, the 9th and then that sharp 7, are particularly prominent if you listen to that phrase. got that sound, you know. It's important when you do this that you play that last bit a little bit different. We don't play it exactly the same as these two. That would just sound a bit boring. We have that ba ba ba, just gives it that swing. Ba ba ba. So our next lick involves chromatic hammer-ons, and it goes like this. So this time we're starting on the 5th fret of the 5th string, and with a hammer-on we're just walking up frets 5, 6, 7. We're going to play it like that, so quite quick, and then what we're doing is we're then playing the 5th fret of the 4th string. And then we're playing the 7th fret of the 5th string again, and then the 5th fret of the 4th string, so it goes 5th fret of the 4th string, 7th fret of the 5th string, 5th fret of the 4th string. And then what we do is we walk up from the 5th fret of the 4th string to the 9th fret of the 4th string. Note that I'm using my pinky there. It's good when you're practicing these things to use all of your 4 digits. You can phrase that however you want it, but I think that's a bit boring, so it's better to go. Just break up the phrasing a little bit, okay? And then we go from the 7th fret of the 4th string, and we walk up with a hammer-on to the 9th fret of the 4th string. And then we go to the 7th fret of the 3rd string, and then back to the 9th fret of the 4th string. So far we've got, then back to the 7th fret of the 3rd. And then what we do is we play the 8th fret of the 2nd string, and then we end on the 9th fret of the 3rd string. So I hope that's been useful, guys. If it has helped you, if you've enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit that like button for me. Subscribe, you know where it is. Let me know what's useful, what stuff you'd like to see, and just how you're getting on. And until next time, take it easy.